What's up, math scholars? It's Friday, so we have big, super exciting weekend plans. The weather's looking good. It's supposed to be sunny if you want to go outside and enjoy some sunshine. Who is excited to learn some math today? Woo! Woo, woo, woo! No, that was not exciting. All right, so on number 1, we want to make both of the sides match each other exactly, make the bases match. Can I have a volunteer give me an idea on what to do? Corbin.
27 minus 3
Right, so we're not going to do anything on the left, but we're going to rewrite the right side as 3 cubed. Okay, that's called making your bases match. Once your bases match, you can set these things in pink equal to each other. So you can say that x plus 1 equals 3 times parentheses x plus 3. Like that. You will want to distribute your 3, so that would be 3x plus 9. Subtract over the x, get 2x. Subtract over the 9, get negative 8. It's negative 4. Did everybody get that answer? You got to check me. It's my first time doing this problem this year. Number 2. How are we going to solve for x? There's that pesky little e in the way. Dana? Yeah, take the ln on both sides. I think that's what she meant. So we're going to take the ln of the left side, and we're going to take the ln of the right side, because ln has a base of e, and that will cancel our e. Okay? Everybody knows where the ln button is. Right beside the 4. So ln 5, they didn't say anything about how to round this, so I'll just go to the nearest hundredth. 1.61. All right, we're on number 3. We can accomplish number 3 in 3 steps. What is step 1? Caleb.
Subtract 9.
Yep. So what's that, 16? Yes? Yeah. I don't know why I'm not trusting my brain right now. Step 2, what would it be? Corbin?
Log 2 both sides.
Yes, we're going to log 2, base 2, this side here. And we have discovered that Delta Math does not do the same methods as us. They would do a log base 10 on both sides, but trust me, log base 2 is just so much quicker and easier because it would just cancel right out. Easy peasy. So I need my special log button, math, alpha math. The base is a 2, and the big number is a 16, so that's 4, because 2 to the 4th is 16. That makes sense. Divide both sides by 3. Did you guys get 4/3? Checking my answer? No one's nodding. Okay, one person's nodding. All right, number 4. I think we can do this in 1, 2, 3 steps. What's step 1? There's some Polaris questions that are like, what is step 1? So you have to know what to do first. Corbin? Add the 7. So that's going to be 4 to the x plus 1 equals...
Moving the 7.
Do what?
Adding the 7.
Adding the 7, moving the 7. I would probably say, if it was a Polaris question, I would say add the 7. So on Polaris, I have a couple of questions that are like, here's an equation. What would the first step be? Divide by 4, subtract 1, add 7. You know what I mean? You would just select the correct step. Okay. I would probably do a log base 4 on both sides. Log base 4 of the 4x to the first, and log base 4 of the 21. That's going to cancel that 4 out. So let me see what decimal log base 4 of 21 would give us. 2.196. Finish it off by subtracting 1, 1.196. Who has a strategy for number 5 for me? Natalie? Yep, we're just going to set the stuff in parentheses equal because it's log base 6 on both sides. I would probably subtract my 5x next. And that would be, oh, is this one this easy? Divide both sides by 8. Did you guys get 1? Good, me too. All right, how would I do number 6? What would my strategy be? Corbin? Yep, we're just setting the contents of the parentheses equal to each other. We're gonna I was thinking negative 1/2. Because we're going to divide both sides by 4, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I'm thinking right. All right, we're on number 7. What should I do as step 1? I haven't heard from anyone in the back in a while. Henry! Step 1. Yep, divide by 9 is correct. If 54 divided by 9 is 6, right? And then what is my last step? And I'll have it, Corbin.
Wouldn't it be e to the power of 6 equals x?
Yeah, there's a little baby e there. So e to the power of 6 is x. We use our e button. Second ln. Make sure you know where the button is, or ask your neighbor. Second ln, 403.43. All right, number 8, so easy. Who can set this up for me? Let's go with someone we haven't heard from in a while. Dylan!
X is 2.
You're basically volunteering by shaking your head.
X is 2.
Put it into exponential form for me. Who's the base?
3.
Who's the exponent?
3.
And who's the answer?
Equals 7.
Yep, very good. 3 to the third is 27. And then we can subtract the 7 over. Did you guys get 20? Nod your head if you got 20.
My brain.
All right, we're doing these by hand. There is one of these, or maybe even 2 on the paper pencil portion. Oh, I want to talk about the schedule real quick. All right, we are going to do these by hand. I'm going to write a system of equations out, and then you can use whatever method you like for solving systems, either substitution or the Mr. Die method I introduced yesterday. This is an x value, this is a y value, this is an x value, this is a y value. So I'd have y equals a b to the x, and y equals a b to the x. Does everything look like it's set up perfectly in my system?
Yep.
Okay. I like to do the bigger equation divided by the smaller equation. So that'd be 36ab squared divided by 6ab to the first.
We need to keep b is 6.
B to the first equals 6. Yep.
A is 1.
Right. So when we go back to plug it in the top equation, because that's my favorite, I would have 6 equals a times 6. A equals 1. Now your final answer, here's where people were messing up yesterday. They're bringing their worksheet up and they're like, I'm turning my worksheet in. And they would leave it like this. A equals 1, B equals 6. That's not your answer.
You have to write the equation out.
Yeah. Yep. So you have to write,
It's just y equals 6x.
right, 1 times 6 to the x. And most people would never put a 1 there. So 6 to the x. That's your answer. Maybe I need to put like 2 boxes around it because that has to be what the final answer is. We're going to do the same thing on number 10. We're going to do it by hand. They're giving us an x and then a y and then an x and then a y. So let's write our system out. Y equals a b to the x. Y equals a b to the x. My system looks like it's set up okay.
And b is 4, A is 1.
I know this is going to go really quick because whenever these two are only separated by 1 degree, it'll go really quick. I'm going to divide the 2 functions.
B is 4, A.
The b's will be gone, or the a's will be gone, sorry. It'll be b to the first equals whatever 16, or 64 divided by 16 is. I was just checking this math. It's 4. Now I'm going to go back to the first equation.
16 times 4 is 64.
Yeah.
16 times 3 is 48.
Yeah. All right, so now we're plugging it back in. B ended up being 4. So A is 1?
Yeah.
Again? Oh, wild.
Because 16 is 4 squared and 64 is 4 cubed.
Y equals A times B to the x. So there's my final answer. I'll put 2 boxes around it so people looking at the answer key know. All right, looks like we are doing these by hand as well, these power functions. So let's write our system of equations. We're given an x and a y, and an x and a y. We'll have y equals a x, which is 2 to the b. And then y equals a times x to the b. Does that look like my system is set up properly?
Yeah.
I don't want to reverse a number I shouldn't have. Okay, I'm going to do the biggest equation divided by the smallest equation. So 16 equals a times 4 to the b divided by 2 equals a times 2 to the b. The a's go away when I do that division.
16 2 would be 8. So 8
16. And then 4 divided by 2 would be 2. So that's just going to be 2 to the b. So 2 to what power is 8? You can do that mentally. Yeah, 2 to the third power is 8.
So
I'll plug it back into my favorite equation, which is the top one.
that means the 2 equals a times 8.
Yeah, 2 equals a times 8.
So a is
1/4. Yeah. So our final answer is A, 1/4, and B, 3. 2 boxes. Here we go on the second one. We have an x with a y and an x with a y. We're using the power function again. So you do have to read the instructions to see what kind of function you're using, by the way. My system would be 3 equals a times 3 to the b. 12 equals a times 6 to the b. Did I set up my system okay?
so you
Think it
divide
looks good?
that by
Like to
that,
check?
you get 4 equals 3 to the
And
2.
divide the 12 equation divided by the 3 equation.
So, oh, it's 2. So 4 equals 2.
4
It should be
equals
2.
2 to the b. So b is 2. I kind of like that these aren't yucky decimals. The ones yesterday were all yucky decimals. I'll plug it back into the first equation. 3 equals a times 3 squared.
So 3 equals a times 9, meaning a equals a.
I agree. So our final answer has a 1/3 in for A and a 2 in for B.
Why did auto refreshes work?
Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, just doing this in the calculator, right? You do need to read the instructions very carefully in case they have special instructions, like on the worksheet yesterday, put a 1 in for 1960, put a 2 in for 1965. Some people missed that. A store begins selling a new type of baseball shoe. The table shows the number of pairs sold during the week X. Find a power model. That's the main reason you have to read the instructions. We're going to be using a power model on this one. So it's stat, edit, then you put the numbers in. When you go up top, clear your old stuff. Don't delete your L1. I had several people delete their L1 yesterday. Despite me telling them not to use the delete button.
I just wanted to know what it would do. I knew it would do something, I just didn't know it would be that bad.
And then you deleted your whole L1. Normally I can get it back pretty easily. If I can't, I can reset your calculator. Alright, so I have my numbers in. Now we're going to do stat calculate, which is stat right arrow.
A is 10, B is 3.
And we do the power regression model, choice A. So I'm going to write the steps for the kids online here. Stat, edit, then you put data in, and then stat, calculate, which is the right arrow, choice A. And choice A is called the power regression model. So what did we say? We got 10 for A and 3 for B. Is that what you guys got? So 10 for A and x to the third. Oh, yay, more interest problems. We're figuring out how many years Kate invested his money. I think the hardest thing is figuring out what formula to use. So if you're compounding continuously, what formula do you use? PERT, yeah. It's PERT if it's continuous, and it's the other one if it's monthly, annually, daily, stuff like that. All right, so wait, how much does he want? $3,000 in the end. He has $450 in the beginning. And the biggest mistake I see is people don't put that 8% as a decimal. So make sure you're doing 0.08. Okay, we can solve this in 1, 2, 3 steps. What is step 1? Divide by 450.
Which is Yeah.
I got a decimal.
Oh,
I got 6.6 repeating. So it's rational, but it's not a whole number. And then what should I do as my second step? No, ln. Yeah, inverse is different than ln though. So I'm going to ln the previous answer, so all those decimals are in there. 1.897, that cancels my e. And then we finish by dividing by the 0.08. 23.7 years.
oh gosh.
Oh gosh, what? Using properties of logarithms, solve for x. What should we do? Anybody have an idea? We've done several of these this week, Natalie. Yeah, so we're going to condense these logs into a single logarithm that's technically called the product property. Since they're adding, we're going to multiply. So the 5x is going to get multiplied by the 4x plus 4. So let me FOIL that real quick. Because technically this is all in a bracket, technically. It would be 5x squared plus 20x. Does that look about right?
Yeah.
Always gotta be looking for my mistakes just in case. Okay, now what? Garrett! What?
Are you holding two markers at once?
Oh, he was doing his chemistry. Nice. Okay, next. What should we do as our next step? Caleb!
Do 5 squared.
Good. So we're going to turn it into exponential form. 5 squared equals 5x squared plus 20x. I can see I probably need to go full screen. This is going to get long. We'll have a 25 on the left-hand side, and we're going to want to get it onto the right-hand side with everybody else.
Yay, factoring.
Yay, the box method! I'm kidding. It's not the box method, is it?
You can factor the 5 out.
Right. Everybody always thinks it's the box method, and then it's not.
So you get x squared plus 4x minus 1. So it's 5 and negative 1, right?
Positive 5, negative 1. And then the hardest part, honestly, about these is just figuring out, are both of these good answers, or is one extraneous?
Well, negative 5, you'll be taking log of a negative number.
Right, so it's the negative 5 that we don't want, because you would be taking the log of a negative if you plug it in either here or here. And that's bad. Condense into a single logarithm. Ribbit, ribbit. I should have put a frog on here. Who do we want to frog first?
All of them.
All of them. So the 5 becomes a frog, and he becomes 2 to the 5th.
5 is under the 4.
And then the 7 becomes a frog, so it becomes log base 4 x to the 7th. And then the 4 becomes a frog, so it becomes log base 4 y to the 4th. There was a lot of these on Varsity Learn, or Delta Math, because I was helping somebody yesterday.
Now you just multiply everything together.
Yeah, all 3 of these can become a single logarithm with everyone being multiplied.
X to the 7th, y to the 4th,
32 x to the 7th, y to the 4th. I'll put it in parentheses to make it look nicer and more professional. And I think that looks good, right? And finally, show how you could use the change of base formula. That means if you didn't have that special log button in the math menu, like those poor children 10 years ago, how would you have done this problem? So that button only came in about the last 5 years. Anybody remember? You'd use the log base 10 button, and you'd do logarithm of 15 over logarithm of 3. And it'll give you the same answer as using the special button.
Oh, yeah.
So log 15, close the parentheses, divided by log 3, close the parentheses, 2.46.